class 5th. In this session, we will have a look on the poem of yours, okay? And what is that poem about? The name of that poem is Job Responsibility. What is the name of the poem? Job Responsibility. Okay, and who is the poet of this poem? You can see if you have the book in hand on page number 70. I am reading on page number 70, and it is a poem by Charles Osgood. What is the name? Charles. Charles Osgood. Okay. Now, who was Charles Osgood? If we read about some poem, it is written by a poet. Okay. And you should not only know about the poem but also about that poet. Not fully, but something or the other about it. Okay. So, Charles Osgood Wood III, his name was, okay. He was born on 8th January 1933. He is an retired American radio and television commentator and writer. Osgood is best known for being the host of CBS News Sunday Morning, a role he held for over 22 years. Means you can say from April 10th, 1994 to until September 25th, 2016. Now, Osgood also hosted the Osgood File, the series of daily radio commentaries from 1971 until December 29, 217. Okay. He is also known for being the voice of the narrator of Hurton Hears a Who. Okay. Hurton Hears a Who, an animated film that was released in 2008, and that animated film was based on the book of the same name by Dr. Seuss. Okay. If we talk about his childhood and his education, then Osgood was born in Bronx, that is in New York City, in 1933 he was born, and as a child he moved with his family to the Liberty Heights neighborhood of Baltimore, Maryland. He attended St. Cecilia High School in Englewood, New Jersey. Okay, he was graduated from Fordham University in 1954 with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics. Okay, for the first dozen years, means for the first 12 years of his career, except as noted that Osgood used his legal name professionally either as Charles Wood. His name was Charles Osgood Wood. Okay, but for his career professionally, he changed his name and used as Charles O. Wood. Okay. Then about his other work, then we can say Osgood worked as an announcer at radio stations in the Washington area to supplement his income and experience. Okay, as I told you, he hosted the morning show also. Okay, and he called himself Carl Walden. He called himself Carl Walden at WGMS. Okay. And about his other works, he was the voice to the narrator, as I told you, to the animated film. He also wrote a 3-act play called A Single Voice. And his personal life, if we talk about Osgood's nephew, Emmy Award winning composer Christopher Mangum composes film scores including themes of National Geographic specials, and Osgood's wife is Jenny Carfton, and they have 5 children. Okay, so this was something about our author, our poet Charles Osgood. He wrote the poem by the name Job Responsibility. Okay, in the first we will read the whole poem, and after that we will move to the explanation of this poem. Fine, so let's first read the whole poem. Now you have to pay attention in the book. I am reading the poem, okay, and you can also read with me. There was a most important job that needed to be done. There was a most important job that needed to be done, and no reason not to do it. There was absolutely none. And no reason not to do it. There was absolutely none. But in vital matters such as this, the thing you have to ask, but in vital matters such as this, the thing you have to ask is who exactly will it be who will carry out the task? Is who exactly will it be who will carry out the task? If you read the poem with me, half of the poem will be understood automatically to you. Okay, that's why I am telling you, keep the book in hand and read the poem with me. Second stanza. Anybody could have told you that everybody knew. Anybody could have told you that everybody knew that this was something somebody would surely have to do. That this was something somebody would surely have to do. Nobody was unwilling. Anybody had the ability. Nobody was unwilling. Anybody had the ability, but nobody believed that it was their responsibility. But nobody believed that it was their responsibility. It seemed to be a job that anybody could have done. It seemed to be a job that anybody could have done if anybody thought he was supposed to be one. If anybody thought he was supposed to be done as one. But since everybody recognized that anybody could, but since everybody recognized that anybody could, everybody took for granted that somebody would. Everybody took for granted that somebody would. This was a third stanza. Now moving to the fourth stanza. But nobody told anybody that we are aware of. But nobody told anybody that we are aware of that he would be in charge of seeing it was taken care of. That it would be in charge of seeing it was taken care of. And nobody took it on himself to follow through, and nobody took it on himself to follow through and do what everybody thought that somebody would do, and do what everybody thought that somebody would do. When what everybody needed, fifth stanza, when what everybody needed so did not get done at all, when what everybody needed so did not get done at all, everybody was complaining that somebody dropped the ball. Everybody was complaining that somebody dropped the ball. Anybody then could see it was an awful crying shame. anybody then could see it was an awful crying shame, and everybody looked around for somebody to blame, and everybody looked around for somebody to blame. Last stanza. Somebody should have done the job, and everybody should have. Somebody should have done the job, and everybody should have. But in the end, nobody did what anybody could have. But in the end, nobody did what anybody could have. Okay, now this is the poem of ours. In this, you can take it as a story also. It is a story of anybody, nobody, and somebody. Anybody, nobody, somebody, and everybody. Okay, this poem has been told to us in a form of a story of somebody, nobody, everybody, and anybody. Okay, means how they are being passing on their jobs to each other. Okay, so let's move to the explanation. I'll explain you what is this poem about. Okay, if you want, you can read the poem once more. Fine, let's move to the explanation now. As you saw again and again in the poem, there was the name everybody, anybody, somebody, nobody. So, this is the story about 4 people, you can say. Okay, they are being named as everybody, somebody, nobody, and anybody. Okay, there was an important job to be done. In this poem, you can see that there is an important job which is told to be done by the people, by these 4. Okay, and everybody was sure. Everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Right? Everybody was sure. We saw in the poem that everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Why should I do it? Okay, and anybody could have done it. But nobody did it. Means here, my guys, my dears, you can take this poem as yourself also. When you are being allotted for a job or you are being given a job, it can be said like that. Okay? Or you can say your group is been given a job. You every time depend on each other. You think that he will do it, she will do it, why should I do it? This poem is also the same. By the name it is given everybody, somebody, anybody, nobody. Okay. Here in the form it is telling, then when a job was allotted to everybody, it thought that somebody would do it. Why should I do it? Okay, and anybody could have done it, but at the last nobody did it because each and everyone was depending on each other. Okay, and when nobody did it, somebody got angry because of that. Why? Because each and every person was thinking that it is everybody's job. It is not the alone job of one person. Okay. And what did when everybody is been asked about it, what do they reply? They reply that I thought he would do it. I thought anybody could do it. But pointing out on each one, what happens? We forget that depending on each other, at the last we see that the job is done by no one. When nobody does it, it means everybody has not done the job. And in the last, it ends up that everybody blames somebody when nobody did what anybody could have. I know it is a bit complicated poem, but you have to understand this way, as I told you, that you have a group of people, okay? You have a group of your friends and you are being allotted some kind of task to complete it. What happens? You don't take the authority or you don't take the work. You think, okay, there are many people in the group. Why should I do it? Somebody will do it. And the same thing which you are thinking is been thought by your more group members. And this way the work is not completed and it is not been done by any of the person. Okay? The story here may be confusing, but the master is clear. No one takes responsibility, so nothing can get accomplished. When the job has been given to someone, it happens that no one is ready to take the responsibility. Nobody wants to take the responsibility. Each and everyone blames to other person. And with this, it happens so that the task which is being given, it is not being accomplished. And such kind of stories, if you want, means here it's been given by the name of everybody, somebody, nobody, no anybody, okay? But such kind of things you can see in big organizations and companies where the teamwork is been there, where the work is been given in a team, and such kind of thing happen there when the team is not united. Okay? That this kind of story plays out often in organizations and companies and on teams. Anywhere there is culture that lacks of accountability, when there is no understanding between the leader and the members. Okay? And when each and every member or each and every group member, you can say, depends on each other. In that group, everybody has been given some work, but everybody think that somebody or other will do it, and somebody thinks that anybody can do it. And when anybody does not do it, then nobody did it. And when nobody does that work, the work is not accomplished. Okay? But how to get people to take responsibility for their work? Because now you are as a children. When you grow up, you will but natural be in colleges, universities, and in some big companies and organizations. At that time, what would you do? Different things work in different situations. You should know that. But here I'll teach you some of the strategies. I'll tell you some of the strategies that have been proved effective. If such kind of work is been given to you, how would you complete that task? Okay? Without blaming anyone, without depending on anyone. Let's see. First thing, what would you do? Become a role model. Whenever you are being given a job responsibility, what kind of strategies will you take over? Okay? First thing, become a role model. You can't tell people what to do if you yourself aren't willing to hold yourself at the same level. When you are not ready to work, you can't blame other people for working it. If you want people to act responsibly, you have to be accountable. Okay? Means for making your team work, you have to work first. Because as a leader, if you start working, your members automatically looking at you will work. Okay? Your team and your company look to you for direction. So first you should be active. And if you are active, everybody will work with you. Second thing, don't make assumptions. Don't assume that others know instinctively what to do and when to do it. You are being made the leader. So it's your responsibility to tell them. Don't think that I have given them the work, they can do it on their own or they are capable of doing it. Okay? Even what you expect from them, before people can take responsibility for their work, they require clear communication. Because what should be the output? As a leader, it is been known by you. So you don't have to assume anything. Okay, you have to guide them. The more you communicate means talk with your group, talk with your team, the better results will likely be. Okay, if you want good results, have a communication with your group members, have a communication with your team members, but don't assume that your team can do it and your team knows what to do it. Next, set the standard. If you expect excellence, means the work which is been given to you, if you want the result to be excellent, it's up to you to set up the standard of results and performance. Okay? Make each task or goal measurable and set it on a reasonable timeline so it's achievable. Means whenever a target or a task is been given to you, fix it a time. Okay, that okay, I have to achieve this task in such kind in so much of period. Don't last long last it. Okay, give people a clear target. When you give your team a target, they will work more efficiently. Okay, and they will try to reach the target and maybe even surpass it. Okay, next guidelines about it. Get the buy-in to go the distance. Means you need people to buy in and commit if you want to succeed. Each vision should be compelling. Each goal should build towards the whole. Whatever goal you built it. Okay, it should be built in a whole. Each task should be laced with motivation. If some of the members are not doing good, then don't scold them or underestimate them. You should motivate them to reach the target. Okay, because in a team all the members won't be the same. How you handle, that is the job of the leader. You need people to feel compelled, inspired and motivated to take responsibility. As a leader, that's why the first point was become a role model. And when you become a role model in front of your team members, but naturally they'll listen to you. Okay? And they will feel compelled, inspired and motivated, and they will take the responsibility on their own. Make regular checkups. Whatever tasks you have given to your team members, just take the checkups again and again. How much they have completed, where they are lacking. Okay. One of the biggest reasons people fall short is the lack of follow through by the leadership. The main reason when your task is not being completed, okay, when your task is not being fulfilled, the main reason is that because you don't take the follow up. How much a task has been completed. Help people stay focused. Again and again, you don't have to point out, but you have to take the follow up and help the people to stay focused on their checkpoints. Okay, make phone calls, take meetings where everyone can communicate and catch up with each other. Because by taking the meetings, they can know more about. Okay, staying focused on moving forward and being accountable. When people know there will be checkups, they are less likely to procrastinate, the more likely to hit their targets. Means when the team members will know that that the follow up of their will be taken by the leader, or the meetings will be held by the leader for them, then what will they do? They will concentrate on their target. Okay, they will try to hit the target. They will not neglect or they will not ignore their work if only the responsibility by the leader is taken properly. Okay, so this is the first 5 strategies. Still more is there, but first the first 5 strategies. Become a role model, Don't make assumptions, don't assume. Set a standard first. Okay, if you expect excellence, you have to set up a standard for results and performances. Okay, get the buy-in to go the distance, means you need the people to buy in and commit if you want to succeed. And next is make regular checkups, take the follow-ups, how much your team has completed the target, where are they lacking. Okay, further, provide support and training. It may be possible in your team there may be some of the members who may need the training for the task. Okay, especially with a startup or a new initiative. People are taking on projects or tasks that they have never faced before. Such things may happen, that you may have some of the members in your team who, you can say, have never faced such kind of targets before, but they want to reach the target. So for such kind of members, you should give them training. Make sure that everybody has the training and resources they need to be successful, and provide help in resolving any issues that may arise. Means your team should not lack the because of some of the support or training. Means if somebody has not faced such kind of task before, your team member should not lack because of that. So for that you should provide support and training. Encouraging candor, this is the 7th strategy you should do. One of the worst thing that can happen to a team is for people to feel uncomfortable discussing problems and expressing their honest opinions. Means you should accept all the advices, or you can say accept all the, you should listen, not accept, you should listen to all the views given by your team members. Maybe sometimes it may happen, why should this be done? You would say, ma'am, why should it be done? It should be done because there may be some honest opinions also. Okay, and if you are not encouraging the candor, sometimes the honest opinions of the people will be missed out by you. People will not feel comfortable in discussing with you or expressing their honest opinions. So you should listen to each and every member of yours. Build a culture of candor so that people know it's the norm to tell the truth. If you don't listen to your members, it may happen that, may the condition whatever be, your team members will never speak truth with you. Even when it is difficult or awkward, they won't give you suggestions, and that will be a loss for your team. Okay, next, concentrate on solutions and not on the problems. If there is any problem in the team, there may be some problems. Okay, if you are being given some task, some job responsibility, here we are talking about. Okay, if you are being given some kind of job or some kind of responsibility, then you don't look at the problems at that time. Okay, problems may be there, but try to search the solution rather than sitting with the problems. Try to search the solutions. If people are having problems or falling behind, expect them to come to you with possible solutions, not just the problems. When your team members bring problems, tell them that the solution is with your own self. Search with it. Okay? Create an expectation that the first response to a problem is to starting finding solutions. Because if there is a problem, there is 100% a solution. But the only thing is, we have to search that solution. Main thing, praise the performance. If any team member of yours, when you have been given a job responsibility and any team member of yours is performing well, praise for the good result and be specific with your acknowledgement. Let them know what they did well and how their work is affecting others. Okay? If they fall short, coach them privately. Don't scold them in front of everyone. If you do this, they get demotivated. They feel underestimated. If you feel like that some of your members are fall short means they are not been able to complete the target or to reach the target, don't insult them in front of everyone. Okay, coach them privately and let them know how they can improve. And if their performances does not improve, also address this with meaningful consequences and have been explained ahead of time. Means after you're helping also, if you see that some of your team members are still not performing well or they don't want only to perform well, then too you should address them with meaningful consequences, that what would they face. They may lose the job, or if they don't perform well, anything you can make them understand. Okay? To avoid having your team become everybody, somebody, nobody, means your team should not distribute the thing in among each other. Think not, you can say, work among each other. Depending on that, if I am not doing, he will do it. If he is not doing, she will do it. This should not happen in your team. Okay? Commit to become a kind of leader who takes responsibility for your own life and leadership. And lead from within. The last one. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you need to do. If you have that capability to do it, there no one can stop you. Okay? So you should have that ability to do it. You need to do to create the kind of leadership and life you can be proud of. Okay? So in this poem, after this, the all strategies I have made you understand why. Because I just want to tell you that whenever you are being given a job responsibility, okay, either as a leader or as a team member, then what are you supposed to do? You are not to depend on anyone. Okay? You have to do your work on your own. Okay? Or else what will happen? Same thing which happened in this story. No one took the responsibility, so nothing got accomplished. If you depend on others, your work would never be completed. Okay? So I hope you have understood the story. You have understood this poem, Job Responsibility. Read the poem again and again. Okay? I'll soon meet you with the new chapter. And the worksheet also I'll provide you of this. Till then, take care of your health. Bye.